As folks know, if they've listened to me at these forums, I've talked a lot about housing and childcare, which combined create an incredible burden on families. Folks know that housing, we are tied for number one. We're maybe slightly below Hawaii. It depends on how you look at it in terms of our housing costs. We are number one in terms of our daycare costs. Daycare for infants is 1/3 of the median income of an average Washingtonian. Combine that with housing, it's impossible for people to live here. It's a huge problem. My question is, I guess, directed to the progressive candidates, so Bo and Matt. You've heard me talk about this endlessly. I take a look at your guys' websites. It's not there, and I haven't heard you guys talk about it once at a forum. That said, it hasn't really come up because people aren't asking about it, which I don't quite understand. So what is your plan to make it possible for families to thrive, and how are we going to address that childcare burden?
So,
Matt, do you mind if I go first?
candidate Finley,
Sure.
So yeah, Ben, this comes up on the doors a lot, and I am supportive of universal daycare. I think we need it to free up families to get them back to work, and to make sure that we are giving children the opportunity to have the socio-emotional growth they need. Yeah, that's my answer.
candidate Fruman.
So I need to update my website. The key place that this comes up is in the birth to three debate, and the question of whether or not we should fully fund birth to three. I've always said we should fully fund birth to three, and I'll have it reflected on my website by tomorrow, I hope.
Thank
Can
you
we all just answer? Can we all get a chance to answer Ben's question?
If you want to say a brief answer,
Yeah.
and we'll let candidate Brown say that,
I mean,
then pose her question.
Okay, great. It's nice to hear everybody talking about the Birth to Three Act, which I wrote while I was working on the health committee, and that they support that act that's revolutionary and changing childcare. I'd like to commend the council and Chairman Mendelson for taking a huge step forward in making sure that those increases that were passed for our childcare workforces were allocated. So I'd like to commend the chairman on that. And you just point out, we've got to keep working on this. We need to now get to the last phase of the legislation, which is to make sure that we increase access across the city so that no family pays more than 10% of their income on childcare. And it's going to be difficult. We're going to need somebody who knows how to work the budget, because unlike what one of my previous candidates said, there is no surplus anymore. The surplus now at the end of the year goes to the Housing Production Trust Fund 50%, and 50% to our PAYGO capital projects, which are things like school modernization. So when people say, yeah, we're going to find it in the surplus, we're going to find $160 million there, it just shows they're trying to please everybody, but not really give answers. And we need to be serious about the budget.
How can you say that, Eric? You're opposed to raising taxes, and yet you're talking about putting pre-K3 classrooms in every school and fully funding
So
birth. How?
Let's give candidate Brown a chance if she wants to discuss that issue, and then let her have a chance if she wants to pose a question.
Yes, I am in support of the childcare pre-K through childcare, birth through 3K. Obviously, as a parent of 5 kids, I know how much of a challenge to try and work and